This morning is a protest of departure. It is a farewell to BC artists' confidence in our present government's ability to make marginally sound decisions regarding the future of arts in the province. We shall be silently intoning the concluding adagio of Haydn's Farewell Symphony, and we would ask you, in the latter half of this whispered farewell to provincial support for British Columbian artistic enterprise, to join us in silence, letting your sense of outrage swell, and we would ask those in positions of administrative power to reflect upon the frightening void they are opening in the fabric of our province.
Arts-loving people. We are an arts-loving people, and we are singing, singing for our lives. We are an arts-loving people, and we are singing, singing for our lives. We're a music-loving people. We are music-loving people, and we are singing.
Keep arts alive! Keep arts alive! Keep arts alive! Keep arts alive! Keep arts alive!
It has been brought to our attention that overall funding to arts and culture will be cut from $47.8 million in 2008-2009 to $23 million in 2009-2010. By 2011-2012, arts funding will be cut to $3.6 million for the entire province. We would like to respond by demanding immediate corrective action. So therefore, we all want you to say the same message, all as individual artists and supporters of the art, and that is reinvest now.
Now, this government is fond of speaking on both sides of its mouth. On one hand, it would say it wants to promote literacy, and on the other hand, it cuts funding to libraries and teacher librarians. It's done the same with music. It's for the arts, and the next moment you know, it has cut funding to the arts. The part that distresses me the most, of course, is that you don't know if you're being cut. Nobody knows which parts of the arts have been cut. It's just that there's an overall cut to the entire budget. Is this the best place on earth when we treat our artists in such a disgraceful manner? I would think not. Shame, shame, shame.
The legislature is sitting right now. Let them hear you.
Shame! 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 Shame!
The arts matter for our economy. The arts build our economy. So all this discussion about, oh, arts funding, well, everybody needs to tighten their belt a little bit. Well, that doesn't really work in this context with arts and culture, because arts and culture is actually providing more revenue for government to use so that we can fund healthcare, so that we can fund education, so we can do all those things that we want to do. You know, as our province, we've faced a tough time economically. So has the rest of Canada, so has the rest of the world. What did the rest of Canada do for arts and culture? Well, let's look at Ontario. Ontario increased investment by about $130 million. What did the rest of Canada do? They also increased their investment in arts and culture, or kept it at the same level that they did before, which was already generally higher than what BC was providing.
Culture is not a hobby. Running the Children's Festival or arranging an international visual arts exhibition is not something we can do in our spare time. And just because you usually enjoy the experience and the effects of our work in your spare time doesn't mean we produce it in our spare time.
People in these industries work hard, hold jobs, and have families. Artists support themselves through their art and their work. So the citizens of BC can reverse this pending decision to decimate the social fabric of this province and this economically viable industry. Write a letter, fax a letter. If you can't do that, email Premier Gordon Campbell, the Honourable Kevin Kruger, and the Honourable Rich Coleman.
So I'll just leave you with a quote that we've been hearing over the last week, and that's about why the arts are important. And someone once said that the sciences talk about how we live, but the arts talk about why we live.
We invest